GM.
GM guys, what's up?
Ooh.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Pumping Thursday.
All right, exciting times in the market. We finally broke out of our range.
I think we are pumping because the French cannot sell her today since it's Labor Day.
It is Labor Day. What about that?
Labor, you guys have French Labor Day?
It's like a bank holiday, I think.
I thought the stereotype was you guys didn't work.
That is also true. And they love protesting all the time.
Ooh.
All right, I'm going to do my little spiel, and then we'll transition to trenches. So, what are we looking at today, guys? Um, this is what we're looking at right now. I've drawn two areas that of interest, and basically this morning we went from 94K to 96.96K. Um, yeah, so all week we've been ranging, and I think it's just been driving both bulls and bears mad, right? So when this was going up, everyone was like, "Oh my God, so bullish, 100K next." And then I was saying, "Okay, looks kind of dangerous," and we went down. But then when we came down here, both times, not just this one, but also this one as well, I could see on the order flow there was tons of apes shorting, basically like retail. And I was telling you guys in Discord, hey, be careful shorting here because I can see this getting sapped out. And sure enough, that's what happened. So I think the picture here, like order flow tells you the entire picture here. This is why I love order flow analysis. When things are ranging, it can look like, oh, it's like 50-50 to break up or down, but then order flow tells you how where people are positioning, right? So what was I looking at? So yeah, this one here. This is yesterday, 30th of April. This is yesterday. This last move down, let's zoom in a little bit, from 95 to 93K. Just make this a little smaller. You see this? Do you see this clear? Do you guys see this clearly? Like there's a lot of open interest opening right here. And then you can also see the candle deltas are very negative, right? Negative 12 million. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's basically like retail shorting. Okay. They're basically playing the reverse breakout, so the break downwards. And they thought, okay, we're approaching 93K with velocity. I'm gonna start shorting. They did short and then they got fucking trapped out. And that's what happened. And you can see here that this CVD line, which is an indicator of market buys and sells, it has been going negative, and it was dangerous because the negative was coming from shorts opening and not longs closing, and so that's what happened. We've now moved up, so the question now is like, what's next, right? I said in my daily analyses that 96.5K, so these two circles that I've drawn out, these are the areas that I would be looking to short. Okay. 96.5, there's three lines here. The pink line, which is a session POC, the turquoise line, which is a daily line. Maybe I should do a color coding session soon. And then the yellow line, which is a weekly level. This zone, it's like a zone basically. That's an area for me to look for shorts, okay? But just because we hit there doesn't mean I short blindly, guys. I always look for how people are positioning when we reach those levels. And then 98K is another level. I think this is the last level before 100K. Okay. I think right now the timeline is like everyone's bullish, and this is usually what happens when we get range high. People get like fucking bullish, and they log in trading view and they look in the right hand panel and they're like, okay, everything's green. We're so fucking back. and it takes someone. I mean, it not necessarily. Like, we cannot rule out the idea that we could just break out here above 100K and keep on going, right? That's also very, very possible. But this is why I like order flow. It tells you, the market buyers and sellers, they are retail. The guys who play the other side, which are the limit buys and sells, they are, the whales, the institutions, and they usually make the markets. Okay, they move the markets. So you always want to be on their side. So now we've hit this 96.5K level. What I'm looking for right now, guys, is let's draw the previous range, which is here. Okay, it's the previous range. So what I'm looking for is price to essentially come back down and then come back up. And when we get to this around this area, we can actually just draw it like this. 0.618 area, usually that's how I do it. I want to see if we get like, just delete this. I want to see when we get to like this area here on the retest, whether we have a CVD bearish divergence happening. And that for me will tell me, okay, maybe it's time to go short here. You can see here that after we've broken up, we have not hit a bearish divergence yet. So just for disclaimer's sake, right? I entered short. I posted a short earlier, but this is before we broke up again to 96.8. I put the short here, and that's because before we broke this high, there was already a CVD divergence happening. And in hindsight, looking at now, I think I was just outside at the time having lunch. It was probably too early. Usually you want to see a CVD bearish divergence, so a price making a lower high, CVD making a higher high, but that higher high should be from longs opening and not from shorts closing. Because if you have market sells happening in the market, market buys happening in the market, it can come from two sources: shorts closing or longs opening. Right now, you can see that the CVD is going up, but actually the open interest is going down here, guys. So this is actually a short squeeze. And what I want to see now is like longs getting kind of aggressive to push us up and limit asks pushing them down, which signifies to me that retail is trying to market long this into like big whale limit orders. And I choose the side of big whale limit orders. So I did enter short. I think I did, honestly, looking back, I think I entered too early. If you're not short already, I would start looking for one. I know people are like screaming to go long. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea to be long right here, right now, guys. Like, I like to go long after we had significant pullbacks. And honestly, we have not had one since 76K, right? Like, we went from 77, okay, fine. From 75 to 83, we had a pullback. That's a decent pullback. But then since then, we haven't had a pullback, okay? We got up here, this range kind of like, freaked everyone out. It did freak me out as well. Then since then, we haven't had a pullback. Like, this is just up only. And then this is a range, like a very, very shallow pullback. So honestly, I think the RR does not favor longs here. And I think a lot of sideline bulls will get just very, very impatient because, if they missed this pump, this move from 84K to 96K, that was what, like since, 12th of April. So that's like more than 2 weeks now. And if you've been sidelined, you're going to go crazy. I think this is the point where like usually you're sidelined, you tell yourself, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be patient. Then when you finally just like say, fuck it, I'm just going to ape something, that's when price will move against you. And honestly, like things could be different if, there were bullish things happening in the market. maybe like some news catalyst. I think like Trump winning was a big catalyst, and that was a time when like you kind of just had to close your eyes and bid on everything, right? I just don't see that happening right now. Like, there's no like huge regime change. I think right now things are just moving up because maybe there's some indication that some tariff news, positive tariff news will come out, but it's not like the rates have gone down and we're like in this super bullish economic climate right now.
So right now, looking at I guess the EXO chart page or whatever, are
Yeah.
we seeing any shorts getting open, like any people getting excited to short at this level, or is it still looking pretty?
Yeah, so actually right here on this 5-minute candle, you see this open interest increasing. This is candle delta. This is the second row. That is -16. So that means, and that's big for this market, right? 16 million for this buy bid inverse market is actually a lot. So people actually shorting this, and we can look at the other markets. So here we are still not seeing any. We are seeing longs opening, but longs opening on its own is not a bad thing. We need to make sure that we also see like evidence of limit asks opposing them. That's a big question, right? And right now, I'm just not seeing it. This is not candlestick. Here we go, 5-minute chart. Yeah, there's no bearish divergence here either on the Binance market. I did say that all week. I did say all week that we're gonna range, but if we are going to move somewhere, I'm leaning more up. Yesterday I said that and it kind of went down a little bit, but I think finally we got a little bit more up. However, I did say that regardless, I would not be looking to long anything just because I honestly think there's not much juice left. I might be wrong, but I think people will be tempted to long here just because, hey, like if I'm bullish, I should be long. If I'm bearish, I should be short. And I honestly disagree with that kind of logic, just because you can long here, and it might pump, right? But it might just reverse on your ass at 97K. And unless you're like a super scalper, who knows how to manage trades quickly, I don't think most people are, by the way. You'll just end up like, either breaking even and eating fees or just getting stopped out quickly and taking the L there. I do think this is still the time to look for shorts, especially given that FOMC next Wednesday, May 7th. Usually these mark tops and bottoms. So I would just be, yeah, I am still looking for shorts, guys, despite the fact that people like super bullish on the timeline right now.
So do you have stops on your current one where you're gonna like stop out and then maybe re-enter
Yeah.
if we do head to 98K?
So I put my stop just above 97K. So if I look here, yeah, like I kind of just drew this haphazardly, but it's around like 97,100. So the thing here, right, this is a good question because I marked out two places where you can go, where you should be interested in going short. Notice I don't say you go short if we hit there because we never entered trades blindly if like just because price goes there. Otherwise, we just put limit orders all day, right? And that's like I think a lot of people do that. It's actually a quick way to lose money. Um, so I said there's two areas, right? 96.5 or 98K. When you have, you know, when you're like in this area, but you're thinking, man, like it could also go up, right? I prefer to put the stop loss tighter. That way, if I get stopped out, I'm like, okay, I took my L. Okay, that's fine. I'll just wait until it hits 98K, the next region, and see what happens then. Some people might do this, make a really wide stop loss, and honestly, that's okay too. It just really depends. Like, I don't think what you should not do is like have a medium-sized stop loss because then you go in this like weird twilight zone where you're like, well, should I just close it now or should I just leave it open because I know that it'll go up and it might reject later, right? I prefer to be wrong quickly or just like give myself a ton of rope to play with.
Yeah.
And by the way, the target here, like if I was, going short here, I honestly think we will definitely like take all these lows here, and I am aiming for, I think at least 84K, 85K, but I think we can go lower, low 80s.
With current macro, if we like, I just can't imagine from here that we would never dip back into the 80s. So like, I think there's gonna be a
It's also like,
reversal at some point.
in my experience, when I see this kind of move where you have a lot of higher lows without, so they're like stop losses here, right? And because there's always a successive higher lows, like there's never been a time when we went down to take some of this liquidity and then went up. In my experience, when you see this happen, the pullback is usually quite extreme in the sense that, like, you have stop losses here, stop losses here, stop losses here, keeps them building up, building up. Eventually, when we pull back, it will be like take them all out in one go. Not necessarily, but I would not be surprised if when we finally pull back, we go below and take out all these stops right here. Sounds dramatic. It doesn't mean it has to happen, but you know when you have this kind of like elevator pattern, right? Because not all moves up have to do this. You can also have this kind of pattern where it's like, you have, let's say, you had one move up, one like that, like that. Okay, this is like a stair pattern, and then it might do this, so it takes out the first stop, but then it keeps that. It takes out the second stop, but not the first stop, and then moves up again. So this one gets taken out, but then this one remains, right? But then here you see that these are just all successively higher lows, like that liquidity has not been taken out yet. You might have noticed one of the guys, ACC, in the Discord always talks about liquidation heat maps. Let's just bring that up 1 second, because I used to use this a lot, and I don't use it as much anymore, just because, first of all, they are estimations, right? They're not. No one actually knows. Like, no one can get data on, what your liquidation price is. Like, it's impossible. Like, it would be, at least not on like the Bybit and Binance, all that kind of stuff. CoinGlass liquidation heat map. Here we go. So like a lot of people like to use these heat maps to see, where might we go next? And you can tell that, we have a lot of these yellows. That's where a lot of liquidation should typically happen. And we haven't tapped that yet, right? And usually, like, price likes to follow the path of least resistance. So, usually you'll be like, well, we have so much yellow here and not as much yellow here. We should be going down again. But actually what can happen is, sometimes like the market makers will do sneaky things. They will purposely keep on building these higher lows, and therefore engineering a lot of like higher low liquidity stop losses here, so that when they do want to move down, they have, every time you hit a stop loss, right? If you like stop out these longs, it actually pushes down the price more. It acts as a short, because to close a long, you have to sell your position, which is a short. You're closing your long, your market selling, and that actually adds velocity for the move downwards. I remember this very clearly. Like, I mean, this is like last year. There was one move that like really just fucked everyone over. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one here. It was the July one. Maybe it was this one. It was one of these ones. Oh yeah, it's this one. So this massive move, I don't think there was even much of a catalyst, but you can see here, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You see, even this one here, this low doesn't even go below this low. It's a higher low, right? It's like almost an equal low, but it never touches below it. Some like basically you have 5 higher lows. Then when you finally get the pullback, people expecting like a 0.618 or whatever, but someone just says fuck you and it just takes everything all out in one go.
Yeah, I honestly would not be that surprised if that is what we have right now.
Yeah.
I think this discussion has happened a lot in Discord recently, but it's like, I mean, the move up right now feels sort of irrational. Like the market is
Yeah.
still in a pretty sketchy spot macro wise. So like the fact that we're just continuously moving up just feels kind of wrong. So like it really wouldn't surprise me if there was either a news catalyst or even if there wasn't, and it just decided that, all right, we've juiced it as much as we can, and now we're going the other way.
So when it comes to like, everyone has different things that they like to add in their analysis. And I know I add macro a lot in my analysis, but I don't actually use it a lot in informing my trades. I usually use it as a kind of way to inform my high time frame bias. But when I'm perp trading, I'm usually trading, short-term trades. Like I don't hold positions for more than I think 3 days. And macro doesn't really play a factor in that just because I feel like most of the time the narratives come out after price, right? Usually price happens and then a narrative comes out to explain what happened in the price. And I fully believe that. Sentiment as well, like I don't usually, people are like, oh, everyone's long, like we should be short now. Like that's not necessarily true because the market can actually also just stay more rational than you think. And I've definitely been in positions where I was like so sure that we've topped and I keep on shorting, only for the market to just keep on going higher and higher and higher. Um, I have been wrong in the past 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought we would top out here and then come down. But I also realized when I was wrong about this move, right? This range here reminded me so much of this range. And I was also seeing the same thing. Like, if we go back here, um, I was just seeing the same thing. Like I was thinking, man, we have to be coming down now because technically we're at range high. But you know, if we look at this CBD here, you can see it's going down, and you actually see these moves up in the OI. And I was like, people are shorting this. Uh, even though I thought the sentiment was bullish on CT, I think the data was just showing me that people were still not believing that we're going to go higher. And yeah, I still think that I think right now, it's still not a short trigger for me. Like I'm in a short right now, and actually, I should probably. I think I'm just gonna leave it, let it be, and if I fail, I'll probably look for a short again. But it's not looking like people are longing this market like crazy right now, which makes me think that we still might have some more juice to go. Hope that makes
Yeah,
sense, guys.
I'm a little cautious right now on opening
Yeah.
shorts, but I am looking for it.
I mean, I told you guys all week, like, I think we're just gonna range. And I did say, like, if I had to pick a bias, though, I would err on the side of bulls just because the order flow was telling me that people were shorting more than longing. And I honestly think that is still the case. Like, anytime price went down, especially this move here yesterday, this move was massive. Like, I remember when this was happening, people were shorting in our Discord, and I was like, guys, I would be careful shorting right here because all these fucking apes right here on Bybit, they were trying to short the breakdown to 93K. So yeah, I think so let's just kind of look at the week, right? Right now we've put in the Monday low This is this weekly P1 thing. So Monday low at 92.7. And actually, we just broke the Monday high today. And we put it in just now, 96.7. So, in case you didn't know, like usually you put in the high or low on a Monday, and then you make the opposite side on, usually like Thursday, Friday, or even weekends, right? So I still think that we have some time. We could even put a higher high than 96.7. It's looking like a bullish week, basically, right? And I would be, if I'm gonna go short, I'm gonna scale it in slowly, because I definitely think that with the FOMC coming up, and I feel like it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna mark the top, honestly. That's why I was saying, like, if you are bearish, you don't want to position yourself too early, because you also get in this weird head funk where you could be early, but then when it's time to actually go short, you're just like, you're a little bit traumatized to go short. You're better off being late than early. That's what I always think.
Yeah, I agree. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, and then let's just look at open interest in general. So this is you can see right here. So yeah, open interest. Ever since we broke, let's see, go back a little bit. So ever since we broke up from that 85K, we were at 125,000 Bitcoins, right? And now and then we reached this part here, 148. But actually, we managed to unwind all this OI without even price dumping that much. And that's actually bullish. When you see this is like OI is being unwound without price, because this means that longs are also closing, but they're closing, but the price is actually not going down as much, and that's actually a bullish sign. However, you see here, like all this OI, this is crazy, man. I'm just seeing this for the first time, actually. So this is what? This is like 130,000 Bitcoin to, so that's 11.5 thousand Bitcoin, which is at current price, that's 90 times 96,200. That's 1.1 billion dollars in OI. Write it down there. Write text somewhere. 1.1 billion OI. That's big. That's big. But as I said before, like this was also big. This thing was also big, and it doesn't have to unwind in a very dramatic fashion. It can also just unwind in a very choppy fashion. So that is all to say, like, let's see what happens. I do think that if you're like, I do expect the rest of the week to be somewhat bullish. Like maybe today we have more bullish, and then tomorrow will be bullish, but then weekend will be chop. That's also hard to determine how it happens, but I'll definitely be monitoring how this OI gets unwound. And yeah, since I am near the range, we are at the range top. I'll be looking for shorts, but I'm happy to look at them like later on near the end of the week, because that's usually when the weekly high has been put in, and therefore I'll be safer to look for shorts from then.
And if you want to hear the updates from Fish's analysis, go join the LFJ Discord. That's where all of these conversations are happening pretty much on a daily basis. So that's my show for the Discord.
Yep. All right, I'll switch screens, guys, and pass it on to you guys.
Cool. Alrighty, let's go ahead and pull up the LFJ site. And then switch this. Alrighty, guys. So we're heading back into the trenches right now, and we want to give you guys an incentive to help us win in the trenches during these streams. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be, watching the chat off to the side, seeing what you guys are calling, what you guys are seeing in the trenches, and then we'll pretty much pick whoever gives us what we think is the best call of the day, and we're going to send you some soul. And we might also send you a little bit of the token that we end up bidding, assuming that, if your call is the best call, we'll probably have bought a little bit of it. So if you are watching right now, go head to the LFJ page, check out the screener, see what is looking exciting for you. You can also head to the trenches page. And yeah, throw some stuff into chat. I'm going to be on the LFJ page. So if Nasta or Spam, if you guys can keep an eye on chat for me, see if they drop anything.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
we did have one call come in from the Vibe, our resident Vibe. He says, go check out Adam. So let's go see what Adam is. Oh, this is an older one. The watermelon head one. Is this one making a comeback? I mean, it is a little bit. Let's go check out Twitter, see what what's making the watermelon head pump. Nothing too crazy here.
For us.
Does anyone know who
And
the
then we
fuck
have this
Adam Schiff
token-
even is? Oh, he's a senator?
That's hilarious. They just picked him. Is there some watermelon lore with him?
I
I
have.
remember seeing this coin back in the day. I'm pretty sure it might have been Vibe that also showed it then. I just don't know where it's coming from. What's the origin?
Okay, it sounds like this guy is anti-Trump. Yeah. Okay. So I guess it's
Retaliatory for
honestly, it
being,
wouldn't
like,
surprise me.
anti-crypto?
It wouldn't surprise me if Trump had called him a watermelon head or something. Yeah, that's probably it.
That's probably what happened.
I do wonder why. I don't really see what happened, but in the last couple of hours, I guess the last day and a half, it's getting to move up. All right, I'm not going to buy any of that right now, but I'm going to do a quick check of okay, Thug Life. This was a call also from Vibe in Discord. Bought a little bit in this region. It looks like I missed the pump.
Switch screens.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. I think Vibe called this one down at like a 40K market cap or something, and then it ran all the way to 400 or 500 K. So that was like a nice 10x. I bought some on this pullback, and it looks like it pumped back up to like pretty much where the entry was. I'm gonna trim a little bit off this one, and just in case it doesn't. I also do want to point out for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, we've updated our UI a little bit, which makes it even cleaner to access the LFJ one-click trading wallet. It also looks great on mobile, so you can take your trading edge wherever you want. Pope, these are some of the other ones we bought on some previous streams. We got Pope again. I think we have a third Pope. Yeah. Neat. Actually, this one you called Spam. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
What a fucking charge. Holy shit. I think we bought this at
Did you
It was
buy?
like 5.
Yeah, we bought this at 5.
Do we still have it?
Do you still have it?
We have some. I've trimmed a little bit.
Nice.
We're not buying with super huge numbers. All right, I
Yes,
mean, should we
I
sell
mean,
it all?
sell it.
Yeah, sell that all.
Always sell the God candle, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's huge. I think we
This
ended
is,
up.
this is just this market just has taught me like TP as fast as you can.
I think we ended up probably close to 2xing, 3xing on that one. We're not buying with huge size, but I mean that's huge. What the hell? Let's see what. I mean, when we were looking at this, I was like, good meme. One, they're like actually putting some work into it as opposed to some of these other projects that
I
are
mean,
kind
I've
of just.
seen it like shilled all over the timeline as well. People like making fun of people who have no jobs.
That was honestly
Yeah.
like
No, I
how
think
I
they're making
found
fun
it
of
was
people
just
who do have jobs.
yeah, fair. Someone just
I
like
think it does.
replied when I put it out for last stream. I was just like, "Give me some tickers," and someone shilled it, and it ended up in like the probable spam section. So I had to like click in and just saw it. But even though it was in there, it still seemed pretty legit.
Damn. All right. Well, that's a huge win. That's another one on the on our stream highlights for. I think we've hit like 5 pretty good things on stream at this point. Like we got the direwolf stuff, we got neat. What were some of the other good
Oh, what's
ones?
Lotto looking like?
Oh, not good.
We lost the Lotto.
But we did sell off that initial pump, so I think we're fine. I think we bought here, sold our initial at the top, and then straight to zero. But it was a lotto ticket. So did this one launch on the radium? I guess it's on the
It's the
radium
bonk.
launchpad.
I think it's on the bonk launch pad.
Okay. All right, we're selling out of that. That one's not coming back. Neat. I bet you this one could be that one that just runs like we're gonna come back to this in a few weeks and it's gonna be at like 100 million and we're gonna be like, what the fuck? But we're out on neat, so that's a win. I think we bought some of this. I don't exactly know where we bought it, but I'm gonna guess that we probably lost on this one. What else is in our wallet? This one's a
How are the
spam.
Pope coins? Are the Pope coins up or down? I feel like it's been taking a long time.
I mean, the conclave hasn't even started yet, has it? I mean, it's actually doing pretty well. I feel like these are kind of like what do you call it? The poly market type thing. Like they're just gonna
Yeah.
float around until one of them seems like they're actually gonna win. Did we get this one down? Fish, didn't you call this at like 50K or something?
I
Pretty
think
sure.
that sounds about right.
I still have mine. I don't even know what I'm doing with them. Which one is that?
The last one was the Matteo Zuppi.
Oh, the Zoopy one. Wait, let me see. I have my watch list. Oh yeah, I still have this one. Let's see if I'm up. I don't think I'm up. I think I'm down. No, I think I called it like 150K, guys. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think these are slow cooks. We bought 4. One of those popes hopefully wins, and then we got to sell as soon as
So,
sell the news.
oh, okay. So looking at Poly Market, so we know that Pietro and Luis, the Filipino one, are like the 2 front runners, and we said Zupi was like contention for 3rd, but now there's a new guy called Peter Turkson, and he's a black pope, guys.
No way.
So that could be I mean, for sure they're gonna meme that
All right, we got the 2-month-old
first
one
black pope.
I feel
and
like
the
higher
1-hour
market
old.
cap.
I think we got to go for the 2-month-old one.
So B pope, black pope is 704K.
Okay, I'll look at that one after. This one actually, all of these Pope charts look pretty solid, not gonna lie. This one, damn. Imagine getting this before the other Pope, like before the last Pope died. That'd be like a solid 20x. I think. What do you think is a better bet, the Black Pope coin or just another Pope one? Because there's all these other ones are called Pope, just different names. I think let's just toss a little bit of Sol into this one. And then we'll check out Black Pope. I feel like this one's going to get dumped. I have more faith in the other one, I think. This one's too like AI.
Yeah, I also don't know if people would like fully connect the dots. Like they might just fully search up his name to find the ticker instead of just Black Pope.
Yeah, I think this one's probably a short-lived one. I think we leave it with the another just Pope. So we got Pope, 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 and Pope. This one got called in Discord yesterday. May we become profitable? I think this is like well, one, the fact that it's May, and then also maybe like I guess it's probably not. I was thinking maybe it would be like a Star Warsy "May the Force be with you" thing, because isn't that quote unquote holiday in a few days, May the 4th? Well, it does look like if we streamed an hour ago, this would have looked pretty good. I think I bought this down here. So I can't wait until we get our portfolio feature set up so we can see our P&L a little bit more clearly on some of these. That's all I got, I think, from stuff that we've looked at. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Ice Bucket Challenge may or may not be making a comeback. That one was called in Discord as well, so toss a little bit into that one. I think Digger was the one who called this one. All right, let's head back to the homepage. Has anyone in chat dropped us anything to check out?
There was a moon coin, but I feel like there's thousands of those. It's going to be hard to figure out which one he's talking about.
Yeah, I'll type it in, but yeah, I don't know.
None of these really have great market caps.
I mean, that's crazy. I don't know if this is related to anything in real life, but that's 5 or 6 in the last day. If you're still in chat, you got to be more specific. Drop us a ticker. This isn't even a pump fund coin.
Have you seen the Boop coin?
Okay.
Yeah, it just launched 20 minutes ago.
Holy shit.
500. Yeah.
This
What
is the new launch pad, right?
I think it is.
It is by Dingaling.
300 million? What the fuck?
I mean, it's not a meme coin. It's like a natural, utility coin.
What's the holders looking like? Like, is someone just owning like 50% of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spam has
The
insider
case.
knowledge.
That's my wallet.
Spam pretends to not know to trick us.
Spam, I want you to sell all 500 million Boop coins and bid something with us.
Yeah, just start back end bidding the bags.
Top 10 got 94% of the supply.
Between.
Jesus.
Wait, who'd you say has 94%?
The top 10.
Oh, the top 10.
Yeah.
God damn. All right, I mean, that's a pretty bad look, I feel like. Are those top 10 wallets? I don't know if those are like Well, not all of them, but like this 13.5, 10, 10. I'm assuming these are like maybe different wallets for stuff within tokenomics. I'm assuming someone didn't buy 10% exactly. Actually, all these are like, I don't know. Let's see what we're seeing on Twitter. Isn't the features of this essentially the same thing as Token Mill V1?
But the way they are marketing it, yeah, you can stack token to earn rewards.
Platform puts the fees right back in the trenches and hands out rewards to the ones creating.
So
don't
I
know.
looked into this last night. Basically, what happens is all tokens who launch on boop.fun, I think 5% of supply of each token gets trickled to stakers of boop token.
Wait, say that one more time.
So if you launch a token on boop.fun, their platform, 5% of your supply goes to is vested to the boop stakers.
Ah, I see.
It is an interesting idea. It's definitely different to anything else that we've seen. And we've been basically looking at every single pump fund competitor out there just because we've been running Token Mill, getting ideas for Token Mill V2. Will it work? I'm actually curious to see how it works. This space is super competitive. Obviously, there's a lot of money to be made, and everyone wants to try and take a share of that. Honestly, it's just hard. Like Flaunch has launched. We've seen Pumpkin. We've seen what is it? GoFundMe. Lately, it's Launch Lab and Bonk Fun. Now it's Boop.fun.
I do think that they might be leaning too hard into this like cult thing. Like I don't really think people just want to buy meme coins. They don't want to buy cults. I feel like at least that's my thesis. I mean, I haven't really given it that
I
much
think
thought,
people
but
just want volatility, to be honest. Like if you trade in the trenches long enough, the worst kind of chart to trade is like the ones that just have no activity. Like I'd
yeah,
rather get dumped on and feel something than buy something and just wait for something to move. It's a weird feeling, but I know I think everyone can relate a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit like the trenches are just a drug at some point.
Yeah. It's like a dopamine hit, right? Even like the losses are like exciting in some weird twisted fashion.
Oh yeah, I did see this one. I think yesterday. And
Gork,
people were kind of shitting on it.
like they thought it was bad.
Yeah,
Why
but
is it?
if it has haters,
And it's a cabal coin.
I mean,
So
it
I
must
read.
be for it to pump to 70 million in a few hours. That's it. That's the whole account.
yeah, just one tweet.
It's so crazy, like that. I mean, it's not anything new. Like we know this, but like I could have drawn that on like Microsoft Paint when I was like 7 years old or something, and it's got like a what is it now? 28 million market cap. But that's the name of the game. So, I mean, if it is a Cabal coin, I mean, it could have a second leg, but I don't know. Anyone else? Anyone in the chat got anything they been looking at? We want to give away some soul, so um, get in the trenches with us. Tell us what you see. Let's see if there's any theme for today in the actual trenches. Okay, we got some more boop related stuff. Poop. I love poop. That's good stuff, guys. There's someone out there in their bedroom right now that is like, I have a perfect idea. Jesus gets deported. Goodness. All right,
There's really
Greger's-
just some beautiful creativity in the trenches. You gotta love the creativity.
Yeah, no, it's impressive. I mean, to be fair, like there's I don't even know what the numbers are these days, but like thousands of coins getting created every day. So like people, I mean, you'll see just about anything in here. They got a new foot coin. They're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, that's where the trenches really get tricky when it's just like 4 different versions of the same coin, all name the same thing, same ticker, sometimes same picture. And you're just like, well, which one do I choose? The newer one that seems to be kind of pumping, or the legacy?
All of them. And then you wait for X100.
Whatever.
It
What
is.
happened to? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's very much the VC style approach with meme coins. You just need one like 50, 100x to negate all your losses and put you in profit.
Do we know what happened to? Oh wait, there's an actual Jesus got deported that graduated. Or is that the same one? Did it just graduate in the last like 2 seconds? Oh, I think it might have. Damn, we watched that in real time, I think. I was gonna say, do we know what happened to House Coin? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, that was, I think it's still, or last time I checked, it was at like 50, 60 million.
I'll check it out in a second. I'll look it up. Okay, nothing super exciting in there. Let's see. 104 million. Holy
Oh
fuck.
my god.
I feel like we just gotta bid some of these runners. Like I guarantee you we're gonna come back in a week and be like, why did we sell the neat? The neat's gonna be worth it's gonna be worth 100 million. That's my based on our recent history, that's what I'm expecting to happen. Neat to 100 million.
Yeah, it's always just whenever some like big influencer KOL finds it, buys their bag, and then tweets about how good of a coin it is, and then it's just like 3x's from 10 mil to 30 mil and
Off
keeps
to the
going from
races.
there. Yep.
Damn, could have made a 2x on that. The house always wins. That's a good tweet. Oh, sorry, I forgot to switch screens. Damn. I mean, their count isn't even like. I guess this is just Solana, but like their count doesn't have like a crazy amount of engagement or followers or anything to get to 100 million. But I bet a lot of people don't even need to like. You don't need to see their account. If you know the alpha in the trenches, you can just bid no matter what. All right, we're coming up on an hour. We didn't really get any calls today, unfortunately, from the chat, but I would like to give away something. How many of you guys in the chat right now? Actually, let's just do it. We'll throw out. We'll buy a pope of your choice and send it to you. If first person in the chat to drop us their favorite pope. who they think's gonna win the conclave. I don't know if that's how you even talk about it, but I'll even make it easier for you. I'll show you the ones that we got. We got Pietro Parolin, Luis, Matteo Zuppi, Pizzaballa, Peter Turkson. Damn, no one has a Pope favorite. All right, well, fair enough. I guess we're gonna wrap it up today. I think that's good. I think our call for the day, even though we just sold, but that's probably a good sign for you. Neat is probably going to go straight to 100 million. Not financial advice, but it seems inevitable.
Oh, it's even just organically on the tracker. Damn.
Locked in. This is also kind of on the neat wave, I feel like. But that's not the first locked in coin.
Yeah, there's a much bigger locked in one.
This one's like LinkedIn locked in. Well, it's actually not that much bigger
Holy.
anymore.
Yeah, all the way down to 10 mil market cap. I feel like this is in a couple hundreds. 120.
Yeah. It's crazy because I remember this one being like a really big one at one point, and like in my head, at least this one felt way bigger than like, for example, Housecoin does right now, but I don't know.
Yeah, one of my friends was like aping into lock in pretty hard, but it just wasn't moving like he expected it to.
I think all the ones from that era of the market, like during this meme coin season, like almost all of them are down bad at this point. We'll see. We'll see if any make a comeback. But alrighty, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here today. Hopefully, you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully, you enjoyed the analysis at the beginning from Fish. If you want more of this type of stuff, check out the LFJ Discord. We got people trenching in there. We got people dropping, full theses. I don't know the plural, but we got people basically dropping alpha. We got market alpha, options, leverage trading, trenches, pretty much everything. So go check it out, discord.gg/LFJ. And yeah, make sure you set up your one-click trading wallet on LFJ if you want to, start sniping stuff yourself. So yeah, we'll call it there. Let's fucking Joe. We'll see you guys on Monday for our next stream. And bring some calls next week. We're going to give away some souls. So we'll see you then.
Let's fucking
See you
go.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. Let's fucking go.